Log on to Facebook from your computer or tablet and go to the RJ Watkins fan page at Facebook.com/TV33WHPR. The one with the blue WHPR logo watch party. Invite whoever you want. Your party will be recorded and archived anytime you want. 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. At the end of the month, the viewer that has the most people at their watch party will be invited on the TV show. Come on, let's have a party.
Pick up your Man Speaks magazine today. With the Son of Man Speaks magazine, you'll receive automotive tips, wholesome recipes, financial advice, and most importantly, a true understanding of the Word of God. Get your copy of The Son of Man Speaks from these select locations. Selly, the Shell gas station, 13110 West 7 Mile Road. To get a subscription, call 601-786-9780. That's 601-786-9780. The Son of Man Speaks magazine, dedicated to becoming free indeed.
Services, from established companies to startups and individuals, creating a simple logo to complete rebranding and delivering visual communication with print media. Everything SOS Graphic Design does has a single unifying objective: to set your business apart. We are at your service. Call 313-342-2166. That's 313-342-2166. Or online at www.sosgraphicdesigns.com.
Well, we're moving on now to the
Come check out the new Sisters Braid 2 Hair Braiding and Natural Hair Care Salon, located at 18070 Mount Elliott Street. Our new salon is spacious with adequate parking, Wi-Fi, and all brand new state-of-the-art salon equipment. Come meet your local hair braiders and natural hair care specialists, and check out our many hair services, such as hair treatments, box braids, cornrows, tree braids, Havana twists, updos, full weaves, and more. Please feel free to visit us on the web at www.sistersbraid2.com or call 313-826-0498. Here at Sisters Braid 2, we offer exceptional care for exceptional hair. We look forward to seeing you. Sisters Braid 2 is a proud recipient of the Unity and Rebuilding Fund.
We would like to invite you to help support the efforts of the Unity and Rebuilding Fund. Visit the website at www.unityandrebuildingfund.com. That's www.unityandrebuildingfund.com. We often hear how we... And for more information, is a local number. Again, 313-868-0000. Support the Unity and Rebuilding Fund.
So full of greeting cards and still couldn't find the how you felt? Well, search no more and call Design by Beach. We offer birthday cards. Our cards are one of a kind. The recipient will want to place on their mantle with all of their other beautiful and treasured items. We also offer holiday cards, which Design by Beach will go unnoticed. Our unique greeting cards are sure to celebrate all holidays. We also have cards for special, unique, and 3 handmade greeting cards for all occasions. Specializing, we also take custom orders. Every card is crafted with care and made with love. So call Designs by Beach today at 601-451-9536 or visit our website www.designsbybeach.com.
WGPR Detroit, HD2.
You're watching WHPF, Highland Park, Detroit.
FM 88.1 WHPR, Highland Park, WVIE Islands.
The views and opinions expressed on the following show are not necessarily the views and opinions of WHPS, its affiliates, management, or sponsors.
Brothers and sisters, are you tired?
Recording
You feel
started.
no with someone
Conference recording
you
started.
Then let's talk with one another. Then let's reason with one another on a scriptural discussion with the Son of Man every Wednesday at 9 p.m., Friday at 9 p.m., and Sunday at 12 noon on WHPR TV Detroit Live, 88.1 FM WHPR, and Comcast Cable. Why don't you call and discuss the Holy Bible, and if you have one, the Holy Quran, and come to an agreement about the Holy Scriptures and their true meaning? You can call in live on the air at area code 313-868-4336, 313-042, or 313-868-0351. And now, let's go live.
I greet you all once who are hungry and thirsty for the truth of Allah's righteousness. I greet you all with the greeting words of peace. May Allah's salam alaikum. Before I get into any particular subject matter this evening, I want to give those who may think, especially those who say they believe in Islam, if you hear me teaching something that you think is against the teachings of Islam, this is your opportunity to confront me about it. And I will be more than happy to have that discussion with you. You may press 5* if you're in the 601 conference room, and your hand will go up, and I will be informed that at a technician that he's unmuting you. If you're in the 712 area code conference room, you press *6, and that will unmute your line, and you can, if you have an number, I don't want to talk to you because you are not being honest. You don't really have a truthful disagreement, because in the first place, you have nothing to fear by letting your phone number be seen by us. We're not interested in chasing you, nor in doing any type of harm to you. I give out my phone number all the time over there. Why do you feel the need to hide yours? I'll tell you why. It's because you are a devil. You are a person who is an image of a corrupt mind. When I say an image, you are a reflection. So you break the peace. You insult people. You disrespect people. And when they don't accept it from you, then you accuse them of being disrespectful to you. A fool always despises correction. When you instruct or correct a wise man, he is grateful and he becomes even wiser thanks to your correction. Correct a fool and receive a blow if he think he can beat you up. If he think he can get away with it, he'll attack you. So, now,
Excuse me, John.
yes,
We have a comment here from Abdul Malik Al-Habeshi.
why is he commenting instead of, if he got a problem with me, I just told him what to do. I'm not going to have no discussion like this. Ain't Donald Trump's arena here. Typing and posting insults back and forth to people. If you want to talk to me, you come in here and talk to me. Like a man. Now, I'll show you what I'm talking about. But read what he said.
He says, may Allah guide y'all to Islam.
Okay. Well, obviously you think you have the right guidance of Islam. So if you think that we are not guided properly, what are you waiting on? Come in here and share your guidance with us. You see, you all play games and pretend to believe in things that you really don't believe in. If you really believed in Islam and you felt that I needed to be guided to Islam, to even make a statement like that is to suggest that we are not yet guided to Islam. So why don't you come in here and guide us? See, I'm not like you. You make the mistake of thinking that, just because I'm flesh and blood, you flesh and blood, and we the same. No, we're not. As for instance, I listen when people are talking to me. If I took the time to ask your opinion about a thing, while you were talking, I'm listening. You didn't even read your own typing. Otherwise, you would have known that you were setting yourself up to be attacked. I mean, to say to me while I'm in here inviting you to come in and show me what guidance I have that's not correct in Islam, that was an invitation for you to come in and guide us. And if you can't point out where I'm guided wrongly, why would you say to me, may Allah guide you all to Islam? As if I'm not already there. Nothing ruin you but your mouth. And that's an old saying. Yeah. Anyway, now does someone have something that, as I said, what I am teaching as Islam, if you have found fault in it, that something that I'm teaching is not the true teachings of Islam, come in and point it out. You better hurry up and do something. Because by you not coming in here, pointing out what I'm teaching that's not Islam, my next question to you is, then why are you not following me? Why do you not submit? I'll tell you why. Among men is he who disputes about Allah without knowledge and follows every rebellious thought that he has in his head. Every rebellious devil in his head. You know why they call, let me, it's going to get, the Bible called all of you devils. I mean, you just didn't pay no attention. But the Bible said there ain't none righteous, no, I mean, not one. Well, if you ain't righteous, then what's that telling you? You're devils. Babylon the Great is fallen, and it's become the habitation, finish it,
of devils.
Don't be scared to say it.
Of devils.
Now, what is a devil? Minds that are devisers, they look into things and they misunderstand, but they think they understand and they teach it. For instance, the earth is flat and you can see the end of it, and you go out there far on the sea. That's just plain to see. You can see that with your eyes. You'll fall off. That's a deviser of illusion. Is that right? You see? Now let's talk about devil a little bit more. You came here pure. Yes, you did. You came here a pure human being. Incomplete, but pure. What is that? What do I mean by that? Come on, let's have a conversation. Because I'm not here to condemn you. I'm here to help you to understand truth. I want you to become a deeper thinker. Now, what do I mean when I say you come here? Every one of us was born a pure human being.
You mean that we did not have any knowledge whatsoever? We were blank. We were void of knowledge.
A blank page. And like that song Kenny Rogers sang, my life was like paper. Oh, plain, pure, and white. Huh? But you move with your pen, changing moves now and then, till the balance was right. I mean, that song provokes a lot of deep thought. But anyway, that's how we all came here. We came here a blank human being. We didn't come here a doctor. We didn't come here a lawyer. We didn't come here a bank robber. We didn't come here a president. We didn't come here a senator, a congressman. We came here a pure human being. Now, you know, all deviling ain't bad. I remember around Thanksgiving time, my mother used to make deviled eggs. I used to wonder why they call them deviled eggs. I had to grow up. I never asked her. You know, I didn't dwell on it. But as I got older, I started thinking more deeper about things. So why they call them deviled eggs? And but see, the egg come out the chicken pure. But when you go to adding stuff to it, you've made it impure. It's no longer an impure egg. It's a deviled egg. Why? Because you put some stuff in there that didn't come with it and didn't belong with it. You just put it there and you changed some of its nature. Do you understand? You notice the knowledge that goes in us changes our nature. And when I say changes our nature, it changes the way we conduct ourselves. Huh? I'm getting at something here. As when Yaqub, who is the Lord, for the past 6,000 years, the mind that has been in control of all of us on the earth, that mind originated in Jacob. He was the best knower of his time. And he has been the best knower for the past 6,000 years. That's why civilizations rose and fell. The Roman Empire rose up, fell back down, rose back up, fell back down. All these wicked, corrupt societies. The one thing that you see about them, they keep repeating themselves. Huh? They rise and fall. You know? So that's because not only did Yaqub have a purpose, you know, have a desire to make what he made, he had a purpose for making it. As he told his uncle in the Holy Quran, it simply says, when thy Lord said to the angels, I am going to place a mind, a ruler. You see, flesh doesn't rule. Mind rules through flesh, by means of flesh. You see, as we learned in school, that mind has power over matter. Proof of that, look at all of the matter that you see around you, trees and iron, you know, all of the matter that you see around you. Minds keep changing that matter into the forms that the mind wants to put it in. Do you understand? Okay. And these forms here, this human being, this human body, is the form that the mind created and then made to gain the ability to transform matter in other matter into what it wanted to transform it into. And so we rightly call this form man, because man is a term which, when you dig deep into it, it means to have charge over affairs. That's why in the military, they use it a lot. They say, all hands man the station that you have charge over. Man your stations. We man the earth. You see? Now, there was a time when we used to think, at least I used to think, that I understood more than I really did. But as I grow, I realize that when I was a child in this knowledge, I only understood as a child. Do you understand? Well, that's with any you watch people that come out of a school that all they know is theory. They don't realize that most of the theory that they got is just that. It is a way of getting them to believe that they know enough and give them confidence enough to go out and actually practice, so they can really learn and get the wisdom by doing rather than thinking they know it just by theory. Do you understand? I mean, how many times have you been working on something and you know you did it right, at least according to the theory, and it didn't come out right? Then you realize that theory was just a guideline. It wasn't an absolute. You cannot speak in absolutes in a universe that's ever expanded. Because what you have is fractions of knowledge. And that's one of the things that helps keep us humble, is we recognize that our knowledge is fractional. That's all we have is fractions of truth. Parts. And so as we go on through life, we don't get proud over our knowledge. The more we gain of knowledge, the more it humbles us. And then we look forward to people who may know something that we don't know, that may correct some knowledge that we have that is imperfect. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
That's why the messenger said, scientists, brother, they attack each other. That's how they get to know more. They attack each other. And if you can't answer with what you are attacked with, and then say, well, then something is wrong. The first one that should attack what you say you understand, you should attack it. You should see if it can be, if you could be wrong. You should look at it from all angles that you can come at it with. It's just like when President Kennedy, I go back to him because, you know, I mean, he that was a wise young man. Well, Allah was with him up to a point that the people didn't have sense enough to appreciate him. And you know that Allah wasn't going to interfere, you know, just like Caesar and all of them, Alexander the Great, they was murdering and doing all kind of things. But, you know, all that could be done is you could send them guidance. Allah said, I send you prophets and wise men, and some of them you will kill. Huh? They killed Kennedy, didn't they? But when all of the generals were talking about we can clean their clocks and all that kind of thing, and telling Kennedy he should go and just invade Cuba and take it and put an end to them. And he said, well, if we do that, what will Khrushchev do? They wasn't thinking about what Khrushchev was going to do. They was thinking about what they wanted to do. And they said, nothing. They said, oh, he's going to do something, General. If it was us and someone killed American troops, wouldn't we respond? Then they're standing there with egg on their face. And see, you got people who don't think things through. That's one of the wise things that this democratic republic that Allah gave them the idea to bring into existence. He taught them that the civilian mind the civilians should be always in control of the military and not the other way around. You know, you always remember that every fight that you got into started with talk. If you couldn't come to an agreement in your talking, that's when the fight broke out. But that's in elementary school and on back. Somebody said something somebody didn't like. Somebody said, "What'd you say?" And then they get to talking back and forth to each other. Next thing you know, somebody hit the other one in the mouth or something. But they talked first. So diplomacy, that's a childhood lesson that diplomats should try to talk it out and get through their disagreements without all of this, because they taught us that in school. They grabbed us both. Didn't make no difference which one of us started it with them. We all got swats. And said, well, next time you come and if you come and tell one of the teachers, don't go there beating up on each other. They make you shake hands. They make you, and that's the way it was. But it was a good lesson in that. Violence is never the solution or the pathway to peace. It's only the pathway to what you call mirage of peace. Remember the revenge of the Sith? After the old crooked emperor sent Darth Vader in there to kill up all of them people. He said, now we shall have peace. You remember that?
Yes, sir.
There wasn't no peace. It was just a temporary pause in fighting. So, no, there can be no peace when one side is not satisfied. So, you have a world that have been built up with a mind that was taught to divide and conquer. Divide and conquer. What did they say about division? It's a shortcut to what? Subtraction. Yes, a shortcut to subtraction. Multiplication is a shortcut of addition. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So when Jacob, the Lord that gave white people their marching orders, when he said, I'm going to place a ruler in the earth. You notice everywhere the white man go, he think he's supposed to be in charge. Huh? He just naturally wants to be in charge because that's what his maker had in mind. So, his maker told him, go subdue the earth. So he was practicing subjugation of everywhere he went. He subdued the natives, as he called them, and took over, just took possession of the land and had dominion over it. I didn't hear you.
That's right.
Okay. Now, if white people, if you hear me saying something about you that's not true, please correct me. Stop me and discuss it with me. Because I'm not going to lie on you. I know it's wrong to stand up and lie on people like you've been doing us for the past 400 years. That's ugly. Run around telling everybody that we are inferior to you. You how in the world we inferior to you and you came out of us? Man. But anyway, any white person that say white people didn't come from black people, unmute your phone and tell me where you came from. And if you came from us, so far, until it begins to degenerate. The clone is not as strong as that which it was cloned from. I didn't hear you.
That's right.
Well, if you came from us, how could we be inferior to you? See, now these truths we hold to be self-evident too. I didn't hear you.
Yes, sir.
Now, you know, let's talk to each other. Let's be real. Let's keep it real. So, you know, it's a wonderful thing to know yourself. If we were truly inferior to you, you wouldn't have had to change our name and give us amnesia. Huh? Let's tell the truth now. If we were truly inferior to you, what did you see the need to change our name for? What did you see the need to keep us from being able to go to school? Why do you see the need to keep us in projects and keep your foot on our neck? If we inferior, well, you don't have to worry about us giving you no problem because we couldn't keep up with you no way. If we was truly inferior. But you've been doing all that you could to keep us from being awakened to who we really are. But you know, most people don't understand what awakened means because they don't understand how, the human body. Even though they got one, they don't really understand how it works. When you go to wake up somebody, what you really mean is you're going to wake their head up. The head going to get the body up. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
See how I'm getting y'all up?
Yes, sir.
All right, then. I must be the head then.
Yes, sir.
All right. Now, and I'm not talking about getting you up to start talking and everybody trying to be a preacher. No, that's no, you don't see my followers trying to be preachers. You see my followers getting up doing something. They busy. They got a head. They ain't looking for no head.
That's right.
You start preaching to my followers, and if you turn your head up, bet your eyes too long, when you open them up again, the one you was talking to, he gone about his business.
Yes, sir.
He ain't looking for no teaching from you. Unless you're talking about something that has to do with business or something like that. Then you can hold his attention. But sitting up talking about you go teach him something about life and the scripture and all that, he don't need that. He got that.
Sir.
So this is I got to show you some things and explain some things to you. You notice everything I told you about what Donald Trump and them boys was doing when they was, they was talking over your head. They was talking past you when they was saying Putin playing chess. And they said Obama playing checkers. Remember that?
Yes.
if you look at the American system, it is a system of checks and balances. They check each other. You understand?
Yes, sir.
Checkers. But in dictatorships that sometimes masquerade as democracies, they just put their people in positions like Donald Trump been trying to do, and these people that's been with him, putting people in positions that when you vote, no matter how the count came out, it's always going to be that person won. Huh?
Yes, sir.
You see? So they playing chess, meaning you don't really, they're not really trying to be upfront and fair with you. They just want to give the appearance to you that your vote is being recognized. But the fix is in. Just like the gerrymandering districts and stuff like that. If you really want to get the truth, then these districts should be drawn up by computers and knowing what kind of people are in each area, then you really would get fair districts in every district. That way, the people, if they voted a Republican in, it's because that's what they voted. If they voted a Democratic in, that's what they wanted. It's what the people chose, not what the crooks fixed, like loaded dice. But anyway, it's all coming apart now. The wicked think that they're going to go back to, like these wicked Southerners who, and let me say this. All white people in the South ain't low down. You got some decent white people here. Let's go all the way back. I mean, you notice that Emancipation Proclamation? Wasn't no black people in government when that was brought about. It was all white people did that. They decided it was time that slavery just ain't right. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
You know, if you're going to condemn people when they do something wrong, and you want to be just, you have to applaud them when they do something that was right. Especially when you're making yourself a judge. I was looking at our president, humbled himself in front of that black woman and showed her respect and courtesy. All that did was made him look just that much bigger in my eyes. And I bow to him. That's a practice that I think the Japanese people, the Oriental people, they always tried to bow lower than the other one. That was everybody trying to outdo each other in showing courtesy and respect. That was a good practice. I don't know if they still practice it or not, but I think it was a good practice. I want to say to white people, my white Muslim brothers and sisters, when you hear me talking about white folks, if the shoe don't fit you, don't worry about it. I ain't talking about you. I'm talking about the ones that shoe fit. And I know the difference. So you just rest easy. You notice, you see my followers ain't going around disrespecting you. So you know I mean what I say. It's just like the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. He told us, he said, I'm not telling you this for you to go out and see whether you can sock a blue-eyed in the mouth. He said, Allah teaches us to never be the aggressor upon any man. If you say you a greater person than them, then show them that you are a greater righteous person than them. You don't condemn one man for being low down and then you go do what he did and somehow think that your condemnation don't apply to you. He's stupid enough to think that. He raped our women and did some of everything. Then he come back and accuse us of what he was guilty of. And then he show us what we should have done to him. Because you remember when Dylan Roof went in there and killed them black people? Why did he say he was killing them? Because you rape our women and you do all these things. What did he say?
He said because black men rape white women.
So what he's saying is that for the crime of raping other people's women, you ought to be put to death.
Yes, sir.
You better be glad that I'm who I am. Because if Dylan Roof was standing up here, and if I had the mind like him, I wouldn't offer you no salvation. All I'd want to do is kill all of you. According to Dylan Roof, that's what should happen.
Yes, sir.
I'm listening to you now. Don't you think I ain't listening to you? You better be glad I ain't you. But anyway.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
Question from Vincent Verona. He asks, if you had to speculate, of every 10 Southern white people, how many of them are still?
I don't speculate that. I know this. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad said this, Brother Vincent. He said, this is their house. I say this is their country. And we are here teaching you the truth. When the last time you heard white people come in here and object to me? I'm in Mississippi here. When the last time you heard white people come in here and object to me teaching you the truth? You haven't. Even when I was on the air in Natchez, it wasn't white folks that was all up in arms. It was the Negro. They was mad. Wanted me off the air. I mean, when I went to visit in Louisiana, I was at this I forgot her name, there in that place where they had that demonstration, Gina. His little sister had stood up with me when I went to Grambling, and her mother and them was mad. So I told her, well, I'll go in and talk to your mother and your dad. I was in there talking with them. And next thing you know, police was knocking on the door, white police. And they had called the police. And I wasn't doing nothing but teaching. We wasn't arguing. I was just sharing the teachings with them. And the police officer said, they want you to leave. Nobody had asked me to leave. And so there's a crowd of people standing outside. And they said, you and your wife can come on. We will escort you out. And when we got out on the outskirts of Gina, they hit the lights. We pulled over, and he said, "Well, you know, wasn't nothing we could do. I mean, they wanted you out." And I said, "Okay." He understood what was going on, and he is as much as apologized to me for how those foolish Negroes treated me. And so, I mean, this their country. I'm standing here teaching the truth. Didn't you hear me say to the FBI, if they think I'm harming their country, all they have to do is tell me, and I'll stop. I'll stop teaching. I'll stop talking publicly in their country. I'll just talk to my people. Whoever want to come to my meetings, I'll teach in my meetings. I won't say nothing to them. I ain't got no call from the FBI. So I say like the Honorable Elijah Muhammad said. There are white Muslims in America, and lots of them. And it's going to be a crying, pitiful shame that so many of them going to be saved, and so many that look like me going to be damned. So, what can I say? I mean, if you are, according to what your name is, Vincent Veronas, you sound like a Spanish American. I'll say this to you, man. You got some wonderful people. I mean, I ain't got nothing but respect for your people. Every time I visited among them, you know, when we were selling fish, and I got a chance to interact with your people on a personal level, I thought they were some of the sweetest people that I'd ever met in my life. Spanish people. So, you know, it made me see how afflicted me and my people have been. Now, we didn't get this way on our own now. Remember, you know, they messed us up. They did a number on us in slavery. You saw in, you remember Django Unchained? You remember when Django went upstairs and the two brothers was fighting each other, and the slave master had them fighting each other, and they was betting on them? That's the way they did us. They made us into that kind of people. Beat on each other and try to kill each other. Made us do it. If you didn't kill him, he's going to kill you. The slave master would kill you and then kill him. You don't know what we've been through here, man, under these white people. They know. That's why they don't want it taught in school. See, now they're fighting it in school. Let me show you.
Today, signing into law a bill making Juneteenth a federal holiday to be recognized, and now it's one of the 11 holidays recognized by the federal government. But it's also important to consider the broader context of the moment. There are voter restriction bills that disproportionately impact Black and brown voters that are being considered in state houses across the country, while conservatives take culture wars to the classroom, trying to blunt the way elements of America's racist past are taught in schools. We're back with Eddie, Claire, Nick, and Donnie. It's just important, Nick, to point out that this is the other side of the coin of what they're doing. People say, what are Republicans doing? They're actually legislating in state houses most aggressively around voter repression and around culture issues like this one.
But there's a great and terrible symmetry between these two parallel efforts. And one is an effort to make it harder for Black people to vote, and the other is an effort to erase from our schools teaching of discrimination against Black people and others through our history. And they are twin. They are part of an effort to essentially shrink the body politic and shrink our history, avoid uncomfortable truths. There's a lot of talk about critical race theory, which is a fairly abstruse academic theory. And it doesn't matter if you believe in it, if you want to just teach about discrimination in the history of our country.
Yeah, I mean, Eddie, I want to bring you in on this. I mean, this is not a thoughtful and cerebral exercise on the right. This is a sledgehammer being used to beat a culture war issue, and it is not a victimless crime. And it doesn't just harm our ability to understand our own history, it harms future generations' ability to change it.
Right, and we need to ask ourselves not whether or not they understand critical race theory, Nicole. We need to ask ourselves, why are they invoking it now? And it has everything to do with arresting this possibility, this opportunity we have for reimagining ourselves as a country, for grappling with what we've done with our history honestly, and in some ways reimagining how we will move forward. Critical race theory is just a synonym for political correctness. But what's interesting is that at the moment in which we see these culture wars being executed,
you know, when dealing with the devil, if you don't have the ability to think deep, you will never understand why he does what he does. The Word of God teaches you why he does what he does. He does not want the truth of what white people did to us taught in public schools, because white children are in those public schools too. In order for him to push the lies that he's pushing down the throat of white children, to make sure that he can pass that mind on to them, he can't let them hear the truth about how wicked and low down he been. They will lose respect for him. But that's already baked into the cake. And let me show you. This is why I'm here. The scripture says in the 10th chapter of Matthew, and let's see here. I think it's chapter 10 here. I'll tell you in a minute. Let me find it. Or is it the 7th chapter? Where's that think not that I'm come to send peace? Maybe over. Okay, in chapter 10 and the 34th verse. Listen good now. Now remember now, it says you got to understand who this is that's talking. So you all be thinking that it's Jesus. Jesus was the one that the words was coming through, but it wasn't Jesus's words. He said, the words that I am speaking are not mine, but whose? His that sent me. Huh? Well, Jesus was a messenger. What did John say? John said the same thing. He said, I am the voice of one crying in the wilderness. Huh?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. All of them were my voices. They spoke for me because I wasn't born yet. And then they left those words back here. And as it's written, he that cometh after me is preferred before me because he was before me. They was talking about me. I came after all of them, but I actually was before all of them because the words that they had were my words. So now, look at this 16th chapter of John, what Jesus said. It's time that you see that the book explains itself. You just have to know how to make it do it. You know, a piano actually have every song that you can think of in it. You just got to know how to make it play it. Is that right? I didn't hear you.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. The Holy Scriptures got every truth that I need to wake you up in it. And Allah have taught me how to play this instrument here. Do you understand?
Yes,
okay.
Sir.
So now in the 16th chapter of John, look what it says. It says, I have yet, this is the 12th verse, I have yet many things to say unto you, but you cannot bear them now. However, howbeit, when he, the Spirit of truth, is come, he will guide you into all truth. The last thing that liars and bigots and people who have been ruling by deceit, the last thing they want is for all truth to come out. Huh? When he, the Spirit of truth, is come. Remember Jesus said God is a spirit? When he, the God of truth, is come, he will guide you into all truth. For he shall not speak of himself. He shall not speak off the top of his head or of his own personal opinion. But whatsoever he shall hear from Allah, that shall he speak. Son of man, hear what I say unto thee. Be thou not rebellious like that rebellious house. Open your mouth, recite my books, and I will open your ears, and you will hear what I say, and then you speak whatsoever you hear from me. I didn't hear you.
Yes, sir.
That's what I'm doing. Vincent, I'm still answering your question, man. Now, it says, when he, the Spirit of truth, is come, remember the one that the word is with, called God. The Son of Man is the Lord of the Sabbath day, and the Lord, as David said, know ye that the Lord, he is God. He is the one that the word gonna be with. As Paul said, when the mind or the word that's in me is absent from this body, it'll be present again with the Lord. I didn't hear you.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now let's see here. Is that howbeit, when he, the Spirit of truth, is come, he will guide you into all truth. When somebody been telling you half truths or lying to you, the thing they fear the most is that somebody will come and tell you the whole truth and nothing but the truth. Huh?
Yes, sir.
You see, look at what it says. When the Spirit of truth is come. Now look what it says over here. Why is the Spirit of truth coming? It says in the 10th chapter of Matthew, it says, think not that I am come to send peace on earth. I came not to send peace. No peace, saith the Lord, through the wicked. Well, it looks like coming here talking about I'm wishing peace to racists and bigots and liars. But I'm no longer going to allow the sins of the fathers to be passed on to the children. No, I'm going to speak the truth. let the children know their daddies is a bunch of lying hypocrites. Huh? Think not that I'm come to send peace on earth. I came not to send peace, but a spoken word, a sword that a man at disagreement with his father. Huh? His father. What, black people is inferior to you and they just born that way. Now, let me tell you the truth, son. Black people have been put in an inferior position because your low-down daddy brought us over here and did that to us. We trusted them. They promised us gold if we would help them build up a civilization. When they came among us and saw pyramids and saw all of that, those structures that we had built, they knew we knew something about building. And so they asked us to come with them. They talked to the king, John Hawkins and them. They was real nice and everything. And the king said he wanted to go to see where he was sending his people. You know how a snake swallows his victim head first. When he got the king to go with him, then he just said, he come back and said the king wants some more people to come over there. He's waiting on y'all over there. And that's how they got most of us there. They got the architects and the builders. They didn't give us no gold. They gave us 400 years of affliction. Tell your lying daddy to unmute that phone and come in here and tell me I'm lying on him. I'll throw him in hell right in front of you so you'll see that I'm the Lord. And he knew it. Father. He knew that the black woman is his mother. And he dishonored his mother. But you don't have to follow in your low-down daddy's footsteps. No more than I have to follow in my slave daddy's footsteps. I'm not going to take what he took. I don't have to. I'm come to set a man at variance, at disagreement with his father, and the daughter against her mother. Because your mothers and your daddies were standing around saying, lynch that nigger, teach that nigger a lesson. And what was they lynching us for? And what was they teaching us? They was teaching us to be afraid of white people. And this what's going to happen to you, nigger, if you try to stand up and be equal to white people. Well, if we so inferior, what they weren't about us trying to be equal to them for? We never could be equal to them no way if we was inferior. They ruled us by terrorism. The very thing that they claim that they are against is what they practice to its perfection on us. That's why they don't want the history taught to you, little white baby, little white children. They don't want you to learn the truth of how low down they have been. Because they scared you're going to get up and walk out on them. And they right. You don't belong to them. You belong to me. And I intend to give you a chance to be a truly free human being. That's right. I love you far more than they do. Anytime somebody builds your mind up with lies, they don't give a damn about you. Now, I'm saying that in front of your white daddies and mamas. How come they ain't unmuting their phone and getting on me? I tell you, one of the reasons is they scared. You got good reason to be scared. So I sure will throw you in hell. You come in here talking crazy to me. Allah told me to cast you into hell. And he said, behold my servant, whose word I will uphold. So all the little white children out there, I ain't got no dog in the hunt against you. Your skin color don't make you wicked. It's your low down daddies and mamas that made you wicked by misteaching you, lying to you. But don't listen to their lies no more. Yeah, that don't mean you can disrespect them. When they telling that lie, just know they lying, and listen and act like you paying it attention. And then when you human being, you don't have to become like them. So, as it's written, the daughter against her mother, and the daughter-in-law against the mother-in-law, and a man's enemies shall be they of his own household. You saw that on January the 6th. Them wasn't Black Lives Matter people attacking white police at the Capitol. Them was white people attacking white people. Lying. And then going out there after they done told a lie, then go out there and try to push that lie by being aggressive on people that was only trying to do the job that they was elected to do. Bunch of damn cowards. So, now, I'm with the Justice Department, the honorable people in the Justice Department. I'm with you. Go get them. And make an example that the whole world can see, and that all of those who think they might try something like that, show them what's going to happen to them. That's where you do that. Make a good example out of them. And start with that low-down, crooked, cripple-minded, coward Donald Trump. He's so tough. How come you don't ever hear him tweet nothing about me? I talk about him. He punched back on everybody else. How come you don't hear him tweeting nothing about me? I ain't scared you gonna send none of your henchmen over here, boy. That was Pharaoh's last mistake when he decided he was gonna go slaughter Moses and them who followed Moses. That was the end of him. That story ain't never been no Moses leading no people through no Red Sea long time ago. That was a prophecy. And it was a prophecy of me and my people. Now, if you think it's a joke, then why don't you go down there and get that nigger there in Mississippi that called himself the Son of Man? Why don't you get him? Because if I'm standing up here lying, that's what I need. Somebody need to kill me for lying in the name of God. Now, if I'm willing to say that if I'm standing up here lying in the name of God, let me hear you get up and say, if you lying in God's name, that you need to be killed. Testify against yourself. The Holy Quran says, invoke death if you are truthful. And he said they will never invoke it. Let me show you something else. See, all white people didn't choose to be devils. You know, that was a choice they made. Understand that now. Look at John Brown. John Brown was against slavery and fought and lost his life. Him and others who were with him fighting against slavery. Choosing to not be devil. Let me show you what the scriptures say about you, Donald Trump, and all you supporters of Donald Trump. This is the 18th chapter of the book of Matthew. Now, remember now, somebody had to fulfill this. You can't pick up the book and think that, oh, well, ain't nobody gonna do that. Oh yeah, somebody gonna choose to do it. Yes, sir, somebody gonna choose to do it. You always got people who are sadists, sadistic, who love to inflict harm on people. They get joy out of inflicting suffering on other people. You remember when you was in elementary school, got in a fight? At some point, let me see. Yeah, I was in elementary school. It used to be if you knock somebody down, you back off and let them get up. Like in the boxing ring. Then all of a sudden it got to the point where when they knock you down, they go kick you, stomp you, and go brag about it. I stomped the mess out of that, but only they say the S word. I stomped the mess out of that so-and-so. Huh? And I thought that was so low down to just, I couldn't do nobody like that. But I saw some who could and got joy out of it. So, look what's written here. You remember, Jesus told Peter and them, he said, the Son of Man shall be delivered into the hands of sinful men, and they shall put him to death. And the third day he shall rise. And Peter said, no, don't let that happen. And Jesus said, get behind me, Satan. He called Peter Satan, didn't he? Yeah. Wasn't that but the devil talking? Here, wasn't the scriptures delivered into the hands of sinful people?
Yes, sir.
Didn't they misrepresent what the scriptures was talking about and kill the scriptures?
Yes, sir.
Well, now it's been 2,000 years since Jesus was here, and this is the 3,000 year, and is not the scriptures being raised up out of their misunderstanding?
Yes, sir.
Well, then. So now, but it happened. Now look what's written here. Pay attention, all of you all, my black children, white, brown, and yellow children, all of you. Pay attention. All of y'all grown. All of you are mine. Suffer the little children to come unto me, and forbid them not. For of such is the kingdom of heaven. And I don't know why that's such a shock to you. Didn't you used to think, Jesus loved the little children, all the children of the world, red and yellow, black and white. They are precious in his sight. Jesus loved the little children of the world. Whosoever shall humble himself as a little child shall be exalted. Now listen. This is the 12th verse of the 15th chapter of Genesis. And when the sun was going down, a deep sleep fell upon Abram. And lo, an horror of great darkness fell upon him. That's how them big snakes, them pythons and them boa constrictors, they fall on their prey and then they crush them. Huh? A horror of great darkness, the prince of darkness fell upon him. Huh? And he said unto Abram, know of a surety that thy seed shall be a stranger in a land that is not theirs, and shall serve them, and they shall afflict them 400 years. Well, there it is. God's word sealed that. Well, we ain't gonna learn that. Oh, yeah, it's gonna happen. Captain. Huh? 400 years worth. And also that nation whom they shall serve will I judge, and afterward shall they come out with great substance. Now, slavery gonna happen. That's what the book says. Huh? Did it happen?
Yes, sir.
Well, then if slavery was gonna happen, somebody was gonna choose to be a slave master. I didn't hear you.
Yes, sir.
Somebody was gonna choose to do the devil's deed. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
There you go. Now, let's see here. In the 18th chapter, all you rednecks out there, all you Nazis out there, all you racist KKK people out there, all of you, you better listen to this part. It's the 18th chapter of Matthew, and I'm going to go to the 7th verse. It says, woe unto the world because of offenses. What is an offense? When you do something that the law say don't do. Huh? I didn't hear you.
Yes, sir.
When you don't obey the law, then you are committing an offense. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
As in, as you would that men do to you, do ye also unto them. White folks, I'm talking to you now. Would you like me to put you in slavery? Would you like me to rape your women? Would you like me to beat you with whips and make you produce babies so I can sell them? Would you like me to do that to you? Then why did you do that to me? That's an offense. Woe unto the world because of offenses, for it must needs be. It's got to happen. It must needs be that offenses come. But woe to that man by whom the offense cometh. That's talking about you, boy. You gonna be paid in full for choosing. Now understand something. Jesus gave you a little hint when he said, you know, you have heard it said that thou shalt not commit adultery, thou shalt not do it. He said, but I say unto you that whosoever looketh upon a woman and lusteth after her, have committed adultery with her in his heart. What is this Make America Great Again thing about? They thinking about the days when they were enslaving us and raping and lynching us and doing all kind of things. That was great days to them. And if they could,